Freeprints.com.
Welcome back to American Agenda. I'm Katrina Zish. It's time now for The Other View. Keira Knightley is heading to Hogwarts. The British accent will be joining the voice cast of Audible's Harry Potter, the full cast audio editions as Professor Umbridge. Knightley now says she wasn't aware of the controversy surrounding author J.K. Rowling and the calls for a boycott prior to signing on, but she doesn't seem very bothered by it. Knightley telling a recent interview, "I'm very sorry. You know, I think we're all living in a period of time right now where we're all going to have to figure out how to live together, aren't we? And we've all got very different opinions. I hope that we can all find respect." Knightley isn't the only high-profile name in the crossfire. Emma Watson, known for her role as Hermione Granger in the Potter films, recently addressed her ongoing rift with Rowling surrounding her views on trans rights. Here's what she said.
There's just no world in which I could ever cancel her out or cancel that out. I can love her. I can know she loved me. I can be grateful to her. I can know the things that she said are true. And there can be this whole other thing.
Well, Watson these days might be conflicted about her feelings towards Rowling, but the feeling isn't mutual. The author leaving no questions about where she stands with this X post, writing in part, "Emma has so little experience of real life, she's ignorant of how ignorant she is. I wasn't a multi-million-dollar at 14. I lived in poverty while writing the book that made Emma famous." The greatest irony here is that had Emma not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me, a change of tack I suspect she's adopted because she's noticed full-throated condemnation of me is no longer quite as fashionable as it was, I might never have been this honest. Joining me now, host of the Michelle Tafoya podcast, Michelle Tafoya. Michelle, always great having you with me on The Other View here. I'm going to start with Keira Knightley because it is so refreshing when a celebrity says, you know what, I really am not even aware of all this cancellation going on or all this back and forth or boycott this person, boycott that. Can't we all just get along?
Yes, I appreciated what she said as well. I mean, this is the way that it should be. You might have divergent views, but you can still work with someone. You can still read their words out of a great, what I think is a masterpiece of literature for not just children, but for so many people who have enjoyed Harry Potter. And certainly you don't want to engage on X with J.K. Rowling because everybody who tries gets absolutely schooled, absolutely served up a dish of humble pie because she is wise, she is phenomenal with words, and she's right.
That's a good point, because let's remember what she actually said, or all she really said was biological sex is a thing and you simply can't choose your gender. And of course, during the days of the wokest of woke, that unleashed a fury within Hollywood, including with that young Emma Watson, who she truly made famous. And I think what is very interesting that J.K. Rowling said there was specifically, if it had not fallen out of fashion to be so woke, well, then Emma might not have changed her tune.
It's a very interesting point. The other interesting point she makes, which is correct, is that, you know, people who read or played the roles in my films, in the films based on my books, they do not have to be eternally apologetic to me. They don't have to be eternally owed to me. So we worked together once. I don't know why that means we have to be attached forevermore. Now, in a series this big, it's kind of hard to detach the actors from the creator of this phenomenal, this Harry Potter phenomenon. But she's right again about that, you know, just because we work together, it doesn't mean you get to ask for my permission to be sorry or that I have to ask you permission for my opinions. And her opinions really have been, you know, people like to call them, quote unquote, transphobic, which would imply that she's discriminating or harmful toward trans. No, she's not. Nothing she's ever said or written is discriminatory or harmful. What she's saying is women are women, men are men. And I don't want men undressing in my locker room. I don't want to be in a homeless shelter or a rape recovery shelter with men who are identifying as women. I don't want to be in a prison with people of the opposite sex, etc. So what she's coming down to is basic biology and fact, and it's hard to argue with her.
It sure is. And as you said, she has such a way with words,
No,
obviously.
she does.
But also the writers at Vox are saying this. Some pretty common sense advice. Listen, if you're a Harry Potter fan, Expelliarmus, how to enjoy Harry Potter while disarming J.K. Rowling. I'm totally fine with reading books penned by problematic writers, even if their views have seeped into the books themselves. Engage with the content and then critically discuss it. Still a bit of a bash there, I'll say. It's fiction. It's fiction.
It's fiction.
And as you pointed out, it's biology.
Yeah, it is biology. We're going to look back. Our kids are going to look back. Generations ahead are going to look back at this period of time where we tried to say that it was okay for boys to compete against girls, for men to compete against women and win the trophies and the spoils in these divisions that were designed for women, that women fought for all of these rights for all of these years, only to have them taken away by men. We're going to look back at this time and kids are going to go, where were the adults? And J.K. Rowling is one of those adults. And I think people can learn a lot if they actually read what she writes. Some of her posts are lengthy, but like her books, they are well worth reading.
Yes, absolutely. If you need a little something special to read, just check out J.K. Rowling's post. Michelle Tafoya, always great having you. Great commentary as always. Thank you.
Thank you.
And coming up, President
I come back to our earlier thing, like I just don't think these things are either or. I think it's my deepest wish that I hope people who don't agree with my opinion will love me, and I hope I can keep loving people who I don't necessarily share the same opinion with. And I think that's a very, very important way for me that I need to be able to move through life.
Well, I'd like to think so. And I think there are some other positive signs, too, that things are shifting. When you see the media starting to say trans women are men, then I think we really are winning. But Emma Watson was careful, wasn't she, not to go too far. I think what she's going to find now is you can't sit on the fence. She was a real cheerleader for Mermaids, the charity, and for transitioning children and for people knowing who they are.
There's also kind of there's that clip of her at the BAFTAs, and it was just kind of like a really snidey, there's that bit where she says, I'm here for all the witch, like, but one. Or what, yeah, it was just nasty.
Yeah.
Right when J.K. Rowling was getting a lot of rape threats, death threats.
So whether she is trying to row back from that full-hearted support for transitioning children, or whether she's just trying to get back in with J.K. Rowling in the hope of work, who knows? Richard Dawkins is an interesting case because, you know, I'm sure when he wrote The God Delusion, he thought that was quite out there. It turns out that saying men can't become women is even more out there, and who would have thought that? But he is someone whose career is so established that he's not at any risk. The real win is when ordinary people can say those things, and I don't think we're quite there yet.